Good afternoon and welcome to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season from Marara Oval. It's round 10 and it's the St Mary's taking on the Wanderers. To my left, Rick Nolan and Matty Epworth. Matty, we'll start with you. How's the two teams unfolded this year, their season?
Yeah, look, we're halfway through the season and both teams probably not where they'd want to be at the moment. Saints with just the 3 wins from the 9 games and Wanderers one less with just 2 wins. Of course, just a couple of weeks away from the Christmas break. So a win today is really valuable given where both teams are sitting on the ladder. We go the Christmas break and then after that you've only got another 7 or 8 games until we get into finals. So despite the fact that both teams probably not playing as well as they'd like to, this really is a big game for both of them today. Ricky, how do you see it going?
Yeah, look, it's a good rivalry between these two clubs. I think Saints aren't too far off it. Last week I would have said Buffs were probably the premiership favourites at the start of the year, and they only went down by 2 goals. I don't think they've had the strongest side in Saints the last couple of weeks. So they're not, you just got to find 2 goals. I don't think they're that far off the pace. And some big ins, Tyler Sanders, Raf Clark, Matthias Liddy, Ferguson, and also Francis Canthari for his first game. So, that's where I reckon there's 2 goals there, I reckon. So I don't think Saints are too far off the pace. We're Wanderers as well. The same. They've got a few key players out today, which would be handy to have them in, but blooding a lot of kids like St Mary's as well. Yeah,
they have. They've got a few out Wanderers. We were just talking that before the coverage started, Rick, and even that the young Jeffries fellow who's only 16. That's a big out for them, isn't it?
Massive, and also Liam Patrick. I'd love to see those two in the same forward line. And Tyrone Louis, another young kid. I think he's only 16 or 17 years of age, come through their juniors. I think that forward line, as young as it is, also with Liam Patrick, it'd be really good to see.
Marcus Tossam, the other one that's missing from Wanderers, injured his foot in the final quarter of last week's game, so that's a fair few outs for Wanderers today.
Braden McLean as well, who won their best and fairest last year, so they've got a few outs at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see young Morris Rioli Jr. go with it with Francis Canthari up in the forward line. I feel we'll see a few sneaky goals today as we're underway at Marara Park. And Big Ryan Smith getting the first tap down for St Mary's. Bit of a scrap on in the middle. Bodies flying around. St Mary's through Saunders. Gets wrapped up in a big tackle. Could have been holding the ball. Yaron on the outer wing. Hits up Raf Clark. Good to see this man back in the side with the sharp-looking hairstyle. Pops it over the top.
Sharp-looking kick as well.
Beautiful work from that man. Here's Paredes. Heads to the top of the square. Just has overcooked it a bit. And a great mark taken down there from Danny Wheatra. So St Mary's with the first forward 50 entry. That's a nice kick. Finds Aldridge. And the Wanderers are away. Motlop. Good work there from Jack Long. Centering ball. Overcooked it again. Here's a first look from Little Rioli. Matthias Liddy gets dispossessed and holding the pill. No, Marbo Williams.
Tried for the play on, but couldn't quite get away with it. The umpire said.
Marbo Williams, a great man from Gove. He's trying to sneak off there. So they're at half back, the Wanderers. Here's Motlop to the tune of Thomas. His first look at it for this today.
Green boots, Thomas, looking nice.
He's looking very sharp. Here's Winnie Unipingu. The young man from Gove out in Nhulunbuy at Ski Beach. That one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, interesting start. Just got a feeling Saints might be up and about today. A few handy ends, Raf Clark, a bit of leadership around the footy. And as I said, they haven't been too far off the mark at the moment. Last couple of weeks.
Scott Meyer with the tap down, straight down Matthias Liddy's throat. He overdoes it. And they might be away here, the Saints. They are. The kick inside 50 is a beautiful kick. And Shan Rioli will have his first look at it for today. And he plays on, and poor checking there from young Marbo Williams. And Paredes will have a set shot. 15 out, Rick.
Yeah, see John Harvey, early touch there. Played the last couple of years at Palmerston and crossed over to St Mary's. So originally from Sandhurst in the Bendigo Footy League. But we'll see Nathan here, one of the best players in the competition. Should be no problems for a player of this calibre.
Paredes, 15 out, drills it, gets the opener for the Saints. They move to 1 goal straight. Wanderers yet to score.
Not only good on the field, but off the field as well. Nathan Paredes, considered a great club and volunteers at a junior level, coaching and umpiring as well, and even umpired a Div 2 game last weekend as well. So a great clubman doing some great work both on and off the field.
There's a couple of weeks ago, I'm actually coaching St Mary's Division 2 side, and it was the first time we'd put together. There's a lot of young kids that weren't getting opportunities and that. And I text Nathan, I think our game was at 9:30. I text Nathan at 9:05, and he got there to run water before the game. That's just the sort of person that he is.
What a legend.
What a bloke. Lovely work from that man. As we're back in the middle, Meyer wins that one down for the Wanderers. Ball on the deck in the middle. Matthias Liddy goes with the flying boot. Misses everything. Mansell. Motlop flies at the back, puts it down. Being held on to. They've done it right here, Wanderers. Out in space now. Snap over the shoulder is touched right on the line. It was from Davin Ferreira. That snap was a nice kick, and Ben Rioli right there on it.
Well done, Ben Rioli.
Looks to move it quickly.
He's already getting too much of the footy, this bloke.
It is. I reckon we'll be saying his name a fair bit today. Goes back to Ben Rioli. So Rioli, half back.
But Jimmy dropped that. I was about to give him a little bit of a rap, and he's very improved, Jimmy's been playing at Tiwi, but I thought his game last week's the best game of footy I've seen him play for 5 years. So multiple premiership player when he was a kid, very close to being drafted actually, and it was the best footy I saw him play last week, so hopefully he continues that form.
Ryan Smith with the tap down to Musgrove, gets wrapped up in the big strong tackle. Ball pops out. Paredes there again for the St Mary's. And the umpire's just done a bit of a little Irish jig there. Nearly went over, Matty.
Yeah, I did see that.
Not St Paddy's Day, is it?
We're a few months off there, young fella.
St Paddy's Day falls around grand final time.
Yeah, it always does, doesn't it?
Paredes again at ground level. Keeps his feet. Gets the tap out the back to Tyler Saunders.
Quick out there.
That's a good-looking kick. Kantari just drops it. Motlop off a step, straight up in the air. Players fly. Musgrove there does well. So it's just in dispute on half back for the Saints.
All wrapped up well there.
We'll have a ball up. Smith could have got a shove in the back. Umpire right there on it says play on. Saunders with the hands. A handball to himself there. Just a little bit scrappy here. Might be away now. Port Jimmy goes without it. Second thumble from that young man. Ball inside attacking 50 for the Wanderers. Yaron charging out for St Mary's. And Saints with the numbers and half back. They've cleared this one well. And Paredes takes a good mark.
Very well.
Good pass by Tom Frawley, good skills.
So Saunders. Kanthari, that's better from that young man. From Wadair. He hooks around on the right. That's a good kick. Raf Clark drops it. He'll get it back, Raf. Goes with the handball. So Wanderers again at half back. Nice tackle. Real sort of scrappy sort of gear here. Here's Winnie Unipingu. Gets a nice handball away, and they're away the Wanderers, although nice big tackle there from Taylor. And the umpire will ball that one up.
Well done by number 27 for Wanderers, Kevin. You might have to help me with that one. Yeah, but he cut the ball off. Ruff Clark was about to mark it. He cut the ball off well in a couple of good second and third efforts.
Here's Tyler Saunders again. He's had a bit of it early. It's a nice looking kick inside attacking 50 and a big punch there from Wheatra over the top of Ferguson.
See Ferguson's first game for Saints for probably 6 years. Unfortunately, first game back, he's probably playing on arguably the greatest defender of the last 7 or 8 years in Daniel Wheatra. I'll throw that up with John Anstey. The two of them are clearly the best two defenders over the last 7 or 8 years.
So Wanderers to do the clearings work, but at St Mary's at half forward. Motlop. They've done all right. No, it's been cut off again. Musgrove. Oh, look at the fancy footwork from Rioli with the nice little handball. Raf Clark, some fancy footwork from that old man. Gets wrapped up. And again, it's just the ball in dispute. It's a bit high. Here's Raf Clark with the hands again. Here's Morris Jr. again. Fancy footwork for the second time. Gets wrapped up straight away. And this time, through Marika. Wanderers are away, are they? Beautiful footwork from Howard. And it's cut off again. Here's Frawley, the Silver Fox. He's back into the side. The outside of the boot, Banana. Might work out all right. No, it's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
There was some great shepherding work by Marika there as well. He got the ball, got rid of it, and then managed to shepherd and really push it down the field for Wanderers there.
His smother as well. I think it might have been Raf Clark was having a shot at goal. It was an outstanding smother.
Pretty handy little player gave Marika from Gallowinku. Raven Marika from Palmerston's brother. He is playing footy over on in the Gove comp. As we're back at half back for the Saints. Yaron in control. It's a nice looking kick. It's just nicely pushed over the line from Motlop.
Didn't quite get the bounce they wanted there. If they got the right bounce, they could have had a good run on there.
I'll give Aaron a bit of a rap then, just to get his fingertips to that, because if it had gone over the back, I think Paredes was away.
So ball thrown back in. Raf Clark doing the ruck work, does well, wins his own ball. Musgrove goes without it. Aaron Motlop gets a handball out. And let's go off the deck there through Thompson. Another Motlop gets a handball out to Bates. Bates puts a kick inside 50. Dropped mark. Good spoil there from Frawley. Yaron with the tackle. And the Saints again, stuffing around with it a bit. Ben Rioli just gets it out of there. Big contest. Here's Morris Rioli front and centre of the pack. They're away. Beautiful tackle. The handball got out. And Mudunguric wraps up Rioli. Umpire's right there, raving play on. And we'll ball it up.
Let it go up. We're not here to watch stoppages. Just give them every opportunity to keep playing football.
So Shan Rioli gets the clearance from St Mary's. Ball in dispute at half forward for St Mary's. They're away through Thompson again, and he just puts it straight out of bounds. Have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Jack Long and Brendan Motlop, two of the big boys going at it. Be an interesting matchup, that.
Wanderers having plenty of shots inside their forward 50, but Saints just keep getting their hands on the ball the moment it goes in.
So a big smash out of the ruck from Smith there. And we'll have another stoppage right on centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. Ball thrown back up. Smith taps it to a dangerous position. Morris Rioli's been good early with a nice few little touches, although he's gone without that one, and he's given away the free kick for high. So Howard with the kick. It's a good one.
Good mark.
And finds Ferreira.
Been kicking a few goals the last 2 weeks, Ferreira. I think he's kicked 7 or 8 in the last 2 weeks. Known goal kicker. Played SANFL senior football with Norwood. And I think he's pretty important for him.
Taking a fair bit of distance from the mark there.
He has. Ferreira from about 150 out.
Matthew Lloyd, like.
Let's have a look.
It is, isn't it?
Or Ben, I should say Ben Brown.
Ferreira on the approach will kick right on 50. Loads up. It's a cross to the left. Been a free kick to Smith for high. Umpire right there on it.
I reckon there's a real good chance that Ryan might say something to the umpire about that.
He is, as I see. Big Ryan Smith. What a bloke.
Coaching St Mary's girls under 15, doing a terrific job as well.
The ball thrown back in a dangerous position for St Mary's. Plenty of players hovering. That's a dangerous handball.
Snap around, nope.
Tipalura straight up in the air. Motlop out the back, and Jack Long does well and gets it straight over the line for a boundary throw in.
Well, they call him Danger Fist.
Danger Fist on the footy field, and down Mitchell. Ball thrown back in. Nice tap work down there. Don't tell me that's gone in. No, across the face.
That would have been a very sneaky one if that went through.
Who was that, Aaron Motlop, was it?
I didn't even see that. It wasn't happened that quick.
That was lightning fast.
I'll have to put my glasses on.
I think it was Keelan Fijo, actually. Yeah, well done. He got it on the boot very, very quickly.
One of those blink and you miss it moments.
He Saunders.
Oh,
Gets
this
a
is
handball
dangerous
away.
now.
Very dangerous sort of material there from that man. And he's got a free kick. Very lucky he is.
Oh, wow.
Young Tyler Saunders.
That's a lifeline if you've ever seen one.
I'm going to start calling him a bit of a cat. He got away with a few there. He goes long down the line in the Smith direction. And that one's punched over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw-in, Rick.
12 minutes into the game and still only one goal on the board.
Yeah.
It's been first quarters have been low scoring on the territory footy this year. It's been different to the past.
Is that a some sort of coaching sort of vibe, Rick, do you think, or...?
I don't think I've got the answer for that, because it's not like we're getting big numbers behind the ball, or I'm not quite sure. It has become more defensive over the last 5 years, that's for sure.
So the quick clearance from Nook Mansell, 150 gamer. This is better work from the Wanderers. Nice smother there from Benny Rioli. Mununguric gets it wrapped up in a nice tackle. Jack Long goes without it, does well, just kicks it out in space. That might work out to Armat. Gets a handball to Yaron. Dangerous kick, but Rioli there. They've worked this well, or have they?
Gee, Wanderers' forward pressure has been great.
Tommy Frawley gets wrapped up.
Great example of it.
The greatest kick from Ben Rioli coming out of defensive.
Yeah.
A couple of players on.
Tommy Frawley, he's just got wrapped up there.
Got himself super fit, Tom. So when you're fit, you're at half a chance of giving yourself an opportunity to play senior football. So it's the best condition he's been in for a while. Played pretty well last week. Kicked 2 or 3 goals. One of them was the double cobra after the goal.
The double cobra.
What a bloke. He's Darwin's answer to George Clooney with the silver hair there, young Tommy Frawley. He's going pretty well. He knows it too. Francis Canthari kicks it out into space. Kept his feet. Musgrove runs onto it, gets wrapped up, and umpire Mark Noonan right there on it and says, throwing the ball, so they're away. Here's Keelan Fejo. Goes with the kick inside to Tipalura. Gets it back, Fejo. Back to Tipalura. No, misses a target. And over the line, we'll have a boundary throw in.
Tipalura, only 16 years of age from the Tiwi Islands. Was unbelievable last week, kicking 3 goals for Wanderers. So, young man with a lot of talent.
It's like he's leaning up against a bar there. There that one is. The ball throws in. Smith just thumps that straight back towards the boundary line. Now the umpire's just having a bit of a conversation here. No. Would have been pinged for deliberate there from Big Smith.
Speaking to the runner, I don't know if the runner's in trouble.
Speaking of runners, I noticed Peter McFarlane, the great Nudes, is running around for St Mary's, Rick.
Yeah, he's been doing a bit of running. It'd be, I think he'd love to be playing, but just started a new building business. He's a bit worried about getting injured. So wants to be the biggest building company in Darwin in 5 years, he told me. So it's a big call by Peter. But,
yeah.
If anyone can do it, Peter can do it.
He has. He can. He can do anything he wants, the big boy. One's over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in. Yeah, he was a great player for St Mary's, wasn't he?
Unbelievable leader. He was absolutely terrific. I wouldn't say the most talented person, but he as in like natural football talent. But he just trained so hard and just gave everything every time.
Ball in dispute at the top of the goal square for Wanderers. Oh, that was a bit of a sliding in, and they got a free kick. So going the way of Simon Bates, taking the knees out.
They're pretty strict on it, aren't they, these days, when they changed the rules? I think it was Gary Rowan for Sydney Swans. I think it was with Lindsay Thomas. So Simon Bates coaches Wanderers under-18s, and I've heard he's doing an unbelievable job. Won the premiership last year. Premiership player with Wanderers, and it goes straight through the middle.
And he's done well there.
Oh.
So Wanderers out to 1 goals to 8 to St Mary's. So 1 straight.
I mean, Batesy's missed a few weeks this season with a broken hand, Ricky. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, when you break something, but he's still quick and a very handy player. He's had a good start to today's game. He usually plays on the wing, but he's starting in the middle right now. One goal each.
So ball thrown back up. It's got Mark Meyer winning the tap down there for Wanderers. He's a big man. Jack Long with a fist over the top. Nick Yaron. He's quick.
Gee, he's very quick, isn't he?
It's to Paredes. Paredes handball over the top.
It's a sneaky handball backwards there.
Yaron could have been taken high. Umpire says play on. This is popped over the top in the Kanthari direction. Drops it. Gets out by himself. Runs into goal. Kick on the way. Squeezes it home. Freya Kanthari.
It started hovering to the right a little bit there. I got a little bit nervous for him.
It's great. Good to see him get on the scoreboard, Rick.
Yeah, good to have, I'm sure Saints will be good to have Francis back. I really hope Francis buys into the St Mary's Football Club. They have been very, very good to him over the last couple of years, so he needs to buy in from now for the rest of the season and pay the club back a little bit because they have been super to him. And going by that form there, hopefully it's just starting to repay the club back a little bit.
He looks on today.
Told his nickname is Flash, and as we see in the replay here, bang, a flash, and he's away.
He was. He sure was.
Yeah, I think they had the sprint at half time. I think it was last year, and everyone thought he was going to win it, but he wasn't quite as quick as he has been. But he is as one of those faster players as I've seen. And,
I remember the Michaela Roberts from Darwin Buffaloes, the Buffettes.
Yep.
She won it after winning the grand final a couple of years ago.
Big effort.
Wow.
Huge effort. As we're back at half forward for the Wanderers. Benny Rioli gets this one off half back.
Big kick.
The big kick. Big fly down there from Stapleton. They've worked it well here, St Mary's. That's a nice centering kick. Just falls short. Handball's out the back. Just gets pushed off at the last minute. Big bump there. Body's flying around. So the snap on goal is across the face. Through for a behind.
Well, 19 minutes into the first quarter, you are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, NAFLs, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
Thomas Motlop to do the kicking out duties for Wanderers. This goes with the short ball to Wheatra.
So they paired off very well then, Saints, but then at the last minute, just allowed it. So keep this ball in the first half. They're pairing off very well, keeping the forward pressure. It's a risky kick.
Risky kick. Musgrove flies! Puts it down at the last minute. Marika has his ball smothered. Saunders lowers the eyes, and that's a nice hit up. What about the fly from young Musgrove?
Hang on, I'm searching for him. He's still up somewhere. I haven't seen him come down yet.
Here's John Harvey, takes the mark for the Saints.
I'll put my coach's hat on. And what about the smother from Tyler Saunders? He smothered the footy, picked the footy back up, and then was able to hit the St Mary's player on the chest. Well under Tyler Saunders.
John Harvey, kick on the way is a beautiful one off the boot, and he celebrates. And St Mary's get their third.
I think it's his first game for the club. John Harvey, he's been at Palmerston, I think, the last couple of years. And I think he crossed over just in the last couple of weeks. As I said before, played for Sandhurst in the Bendigo League.
I played under 15s there, Rick.
Did you?
Yeah.
But you see here, that's...
Yeah, you're right, Ricky.
Put my coach's hats on. Like, yeah, Musgrove there looked good, but that's there is what wins games of football. Smothered, butted up, and then hits his teammate Lace out. So well done to Tyler Saunders. Absolutely outstanding.
Ball being thrown up in the centre today.
So Saunders goes without it. It's knocked to the ground. Motlop at the back there gives away the free kick. Ben Taylor comes out wide. He's just, that's a
shanked that and out.
Shank Central and takes out our cameraman from Kick Digital. I know the director to my right will not be very happy with that kick.
I think Mark's out chasing him now.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's Mark now on the field.
He's not happy,
As
man.
we're away, Meyer, the big man, with the kick inside. Benny Rioli just cuts it off.
Gee, that ended up working well for Wanderers, though.
It's Kabilo with the hands over the top. Ballura there. Yaron handballs it to a dangerous spot. That's a goal.
Wow.
No. Thought that was very sneaky. That was a... let's put your coach's hat on there for a minute, Rick, and let's sum that one up.
Maybe should have taken the footy and got the ball out of the defensive 50.
It's quarter time here at TIO Stadium. It's St Mary's in the lead, 3-1-19 to the Wanderers, 1-3-9. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today. Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm's staying, kids.
Yeah! So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona.
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now opening Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. St Mary's 3-1-19 to the Wanderers 1-3-9. Matty Hepworth, a low-scoring affair in that first quarter.
Yeah, certainly is. I think you can put a lot of that down to defence. Both teams had a lot of cracks inside 50. I would say Wanderers more so, but just every time the Wanderers got it in the 50, their Saints were very quick to mop it up and get it back out. And look, Wanderers, their defence quite good as well. But Rick, we can see Saints 10 points in the lead at the moment. How much do you think Raf Clark being back in the squad and his leadership is playing in this game so far?
Certainly got a point, but they've got Tyler Saunders, who didn't play last week, and you've seen him start exceptionally well. Francis Canthari just gives you that X factor, so they've certainly got a bit more class back into their side this week, and they, as I've said a few times, they weren't too far off the paces.
And that's what we've seen in quite a few of Saints games as well, is they haven't lost by a lot. I think it was 2 goals last week. They've never really been, only on a couple of games, have they really been blown out of the water, Ricky?
Yep, exactly. And I thought, as I said, I reckon Buffaloes, premiership favourites at the start of the year, and Saints could have won the game last week. So I think if you had to throw in some of those players into the side, Saints may have won that game.
Matty, you touched on it earlier. This is really important for both teams to win, isn't it, leading into that Christmas break?
It really is. Look, they're certainly not competition leaders at the moment. Saints 6th on the ladder. Wanderers in 8th, 2 and 3 wins respectively. But, as I said, we're a couple of weeks away from Christmas. The NTFL's only an 18-round season, so at some point we have to start looking towards finals, and those top 4 teams are up there. We know that Southern Districts have just lost the 1 game, 8 wins. So, if both these teams want to play finals, then a win today is going to go a long way towards that. And
Southern Districts over on Tiwi Islands today has just notched up another win too. So they extend their lead out on the ladder.
Certainly do.
See, at the huddle, Kieran Parnell done an ACL in a NTFL grand final 2 years ago. Hasn't played a game of footy since. My word is he'll be playing after Christmas, so that'll be another massive bonus for Saints. And Anthony Long, who done his ACL in the same game. Actually, we had 2 players do their ACL in the first 5 minutes of that grand final.
Holy dolly.
Played Div 1 last week, and he's on the comeback trail as well. So there's 2 exceptionally good footballers that Saints will have after Christmas.
Fantastic work, and great to have them back playing footy too after being out for such a long time. Umpire Mark Noonan's just holding it up. He's been hot to trot on the social media, making some great ads.
They are very comical indeed. Look out, Frank Walker from National Tiles.
He is the modern day Frank Walker, Mark Noonan. He's a great man. I love his work. He's a great umpire too, well respected in the territory with the whistle.
So the lights have come on at TIO Stadium a little earlier than usual, around 5:30. Sunset not till around 7, but we're about to get underway.
As Mark and Noonan holds it up and throws the ball up to get us underway. It's a big boy in Meyer winning that tap down straight to Tyler Saunders. Gets dispossessed. Meyer wins his own ball. Gets the handball over the top. This is a good start from the Wanderers. Kick inside 50. Bates just dropped at the last moment. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
The Nook Mansell getting that centre clearance. Been an absolute stalwart for Wanderers Footy Club. I think it's his 150th game today. So always puts the club first, and terrific milestone. Well done to Nook.
Congratulations to that man as the ball's thrown back in. Smith for the Saints just whips it to the back. Nice smother there. Ball gets kicked straight up in the air. Jack Long underneath it. Dangerous ball. Bates throws it on the right quickly, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Devon Fieri's got unbelievable goal sense, hasn't he? Like he just, that from nowhere, he's nearly kicked a goal, about 30 out, just snapping it over his head.
So St Mary's from half back is Braxton Armat. Ignores the big source, Ryan Smith. Heads back to Ben Rioli. Rioli finds Long by himself. That's a nice releasing kick to the outer wing.
Tom Frawley.
Here he is, Tommy Boy. It's the ball. That's a good-looking kick to half forward. And he was just collected after he got rid of it, so a free kick was going down the ground. And that's a nice kick to Raf Clark. The tight angle, just looking to give it off.
Raf got the distance from there, Rick?
No.
That was a very hesitant no.
He might not have it in the old legs anymore.
He looks to palm it off.
That's a nice kick for Ryan Smith, although it was touched off the boot. So ball in dispute. Winnie Unipingu just gets it out of there. Big tackle. Umpire says play on. So Mansell kicks that one straight out of bounds on the full.
Ricky, when we talk rivalries in the NTFL, there's no two bigger than St Mary's and Wanderers, is there?
Certainly over the last 5 years, it was 4 grand finals in 4 years, and they were all really good grand finals. And there was hardly a bad Wanderers St Mary's game there for 4 years. There were always a couple of points in, and they were terrific games.
So the ball kicked inside, but it was a free kick.
Wanderers played. No, it's back up.
Popped up pretty quick. It's funny, when you get a free kick, once the whistle blows and you get that free kick, they get up pretty quickly.
Gabriel Marika, I've seen that a few times on Elko Island, that sort of vibe. I love it. He's I've got the free kick, and I am no chicken palmers. I'm straight back up.
Want to be a good kick, it was, but very dangerous.
Jesse O'Brien does well. That's a nice kick to Tom Motlop.
Moved the ball very well here, Wanderers.
So Motlop. And a nice punch over the line from Jack Long.
That fist, that kick was centimetre perfect, and Jack's just his ability to get his fist to the ball is elite.
Closes down the gap too with his speed. Big Jackie boy.
Moved the ball well then, Wanderers. There was a couple of kicks. If they turned the footy over, they were in trouble, but they did it very well.
Probably the first time this match that we've seen some really good, clean passage of play.
Smith with a nice tap down. Paredes wrapped up, and he's won it himself.
Breaks away.
Nice kick down the line. Bit of holding on Ferguson. Motlop buys a bit of time, snaps it over the shoulder, and the mark taken there to Taylor. So Taylor asked to play on, does so. Kick nearly pops out over the back. Paredes does well, keeps his feet, gets a handball to Shannon Rioli, has a bounce, runs into goal and dobs it. So St Mary's get the opener in the second quarter.
Good start. Well done, Nathan Paredes. Just one contested football. Give the ball to the silk. I always used to say, if a Rioli's there, give him the football. That's what Nathan did and did very well. But you see, contest was made and Nathan just win contested football and gave the ball to Shannon. Shannon didn't let him down. Just so strong. He's low gravity to ground, Nathan. Well done, boy, Shannon. Had a big game from, I reckon his brother Ben started well as well.
St Mary's 4-1-25 to Wanderers 1-4-10. We've gone 4 minutes, or just about 5, in the second quarter as we're back in the middle. Beautiful tap down there from Meyer. Bit of holding going on.
Throw, and he didn't get away with it. And who called it? Mark Noonan from 60 metres away. He's a very good umpire.
Best in the business. So a free kick going the way of O'Brien. As with the long kick. Frawley with the punch. He might get it here, Frawley. No, it's cut off. Bates there for the Wanderers. Gets a handball backwards. They've worked this well, Wanderers.
To work backwards to work forwards, but it's working well.
Bought some time. Nice punch over the top. St Mary's there. Jack Long just goes straight over the back of the head. Knew Ben Rioli was there. Raf Clark makes a contest, does very well. So, ball just in dispute for the moment. Musgroves goes charging through with the young Mallon. Another boundary throw in.
Just that handball of Jack Long to Ben Rioli. Obviously, they've played a lot of football together. And St Mary's have had the same settled back six for a long time, but they just knew where each other were there. It was terrific.
Meyer with the tap down. He's been dominant in the ruck early. Mark Noonan says, I will ball this one up.
Yeah, Myers from good mates with Adam Cook. He played for Williamstown, also Wodonga Raiders and the Ovens and Murray.
So Wanderers looking to get this one forward. It's just gone over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Simon Bates thought that was kicked over. The umpire's just explaining his decision. Don't think he has to do that.
So ball thrown back in. Meyer again dominant in that ruck. Yaron goes without it. Nice little flick over the top, but Jack Long's there. Looks for Raf Clark. Just missed the target there. They've missed a few targets in the last couple of minutes. St Mary's looking to pounce on a mistake. Just letting it roll here for the moment. Meyer does well, the big man. And we'll have another stoppage.
See Jaden Eldridge from East Gambia in the Western Border League, flying, playing his first game for Wanderers as well.
A big tackle there from Raf Clark. Tyler Saunders, it's taken around the dial. Umpire says nothing's doing. Musgrove with the kick. Kanthari does well. Morning Guric goes without it, gets it back. Peeping for holding the ball, no. Umpire says play on. Also, Noons was just about to blow the whistle then.
It's good umpiring, let it go. Well done, Mark Noonan.
So at half back now, the Wanderers. This is better work. Nice kick to Keelan Fijo. Big Smith's going to cut that off, and he's off to the races, the big man. He's just overcooked the kick, though. Winnie Unipingu there for the Wanderers. It's going left, then right, and throws it on the left boot. That's a nice kick to Motlop.
They're away. Wanderers have got plenty of numbers. The big ruckman's there.
He's worked hard, the big ruckman too.
Better watch out because Tom Frawley's going to get him.
Well, he gets the handball over the top. Dre Thompson. They've done well, the Wanderers. The kick goes inside, attacking 50. Here's Aaron Motlop. Body's flying around everywhere. Nick Yarran. That's nice, controlled kick to Smith. He's not playing on this time.
Plenty of possessions today, Smith.
Still a good start. Here's Ben Taylor. The kick inside 50. Not a deep entry. Winnie Unipingu gets wrapped up. But Wanderers there in numbers. Wollongorich drops the mark. Tries to go off the deck, misses it. Matthias Letty with the one juke banana. Off to the left. Through for a behind.
Well, going in there, they could have hit the ball up to Shannon Rioli. Went a little bit wide. Shannon was on the hit up through the turnover zone or through the centre forward zone. Ignored it, and I thought they'd gone too wide, but it ended up working for Saints. They nearly scored from it.
The kick long down in the Myer direction. He's going to get the free kick.
Touch with that one. Said before, Myer played a lot of VFL football with Williamstown, the VFL.
You can tell, can't you? He's a great ruckman. Nick Yarran's going to get a free kick here for holding on. So he comes sideways to Puat Jimmy. He's got Francis Canthari, takes a mark. Hold on there.
Nice roll there at the
Nook
end.
Mansell. Just takes a bit of the sting out of it. That's a beautiful kick to Tyler Saunders. And that's 50.
That's 50, it has to be.
Yeah, wow.
I don't understand what Doug Mansell was doing there.
There's running into the zone and then there's pushing him back a little bit further as well.
Yeah, did Saints an easy goal though. Like, that's just taking him 10 metres out directly in front. So unless he thought it was touch play on, I'm not sure.
Thought he was going to run him up to the other end of the ground.
That's where we were heading.
So Tyler Saunders, the kick on the way. Umpire does a little bit of a jig. But goes straight through. He gets his first.
A 4-goal lead, Saints. It's a handy lead. Tyler Saunders close to best on ground so far. He's been terrific.
Actually moved up to Darwin to work with AFL NT this year, and he's ended up on NT Thunder list mid-season, playing 7 games. Also played for Angston in the Barossa League in South Australia, and spent some time on Glenelg's list in the Sample in 2014-2015 as well, Ricky.
Yeah, I think through Glenelg with Willie Rioli, I think he was good mates with Willie, sort of a little bit, and also I think he knew Tom Frawley pretty well as one of the reasons why he ended up at St Mary's.
So we're back in the middle. Smith with a nice tap down. Ben Taylor gets wrapped up in the tackle, gets a handball to Paredes. Kick inside 50 now. Matthias Liddy at the back there, goes without it. Goes off the deck, ball running into
need to
goal.
soccer it through.
Across the face. Through 4A behind. So 5-3-33 to 1-4-10. We're back out. Wollongorich in space. Gets wrapped up though.
Oh, wow, he managed to tap that perfectly there.
Great tap on. They're inside 50 now, the Wanderers, and Ben Rioli with courage backing back and taking a great mark.
It's more than courage to be sitting like that. You do not know what's coming.
Especially
and to
when
mark
that big...
it. A lot of players will bring the ball to ground. To mark it takes exceptional courage.
That's a nice kick too to Shannon Rioli. Shannon heads to Paredes. I don't know how that man's got so much space. Kick was sort of a nothing kick, really. They're away. The Wanderers again, although Big Saw Smith gets a handball backwards.
He's chopped off a couple now, Smith. Didn't even really have to try for that one, though.
Here's Little Morris Jr. gets wrapped up, flung to the ground. Could have been a free kick. Some big tackles. Raph Clark there for Saints, and that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Looks pretty classy, MJ Morris, or young Morris, doesn't he, when he gets the footy?
Yeah, he looks dangerous. He's very dangerous.
His school's finished, so he's based in Darwin for a little bit. Boarding school's finished for a while, so based in Darwin at the moment.
Going down with young Braith Hodges, Andrew Hodges' son, I think, is he?
Yeah, I think I saw Braith was out there before. He must be back for school as well.
So a big contest at half back and tackle to go with it. And that is what you call a throw. Umpire says nothing's doing. Some nice work from the Wanderers. If they can just get it out here. No, poor Jimmy cuts it off for St Mary's. And a good mark there from Bates. Looks to move it quickly. As they're out here, the Wanderers. That's a big kick inside 50. A beautiful kick too. Motlop just drops it at the last moment. And he's won a free kick.
Blown.
Holding the man. So Aaron Motlop will go back and have a set shot on the 45 from about 45 out.
Interesting whether he can make the distance, Aaron. A lot of injuries over the last couple of years. So he might look to give this off.
He did, as you said that, he just looked backwards.
Ex-NT Thunder Premiership captain. Also won the Cheney Medal Best on Ground in a winning grand final. Quite a few years back, being a great stalwart of Wanderers Footy Club. I think he'll coach them one day. I don't know when, but I think one day he'll end up fine to be the coach of the Wanderers Football Club.
Aaron Motlop on the approach. Will kick from about 45 out.
Made the distance easy. No, it's to the right.
There's 50 metres.
Ben Rioli may have gone over the mark by 23 millimetres, I think.
A whisker by the looks of Benny Rioli.
Not happy, Ben.
No.
I think Aaron will make the distance from there, though.
And he did. And then he goes and gets his own ball as well. What a gentleman.
Ricky, we were talking earlier about that, the Saints and Wanderers rivalry. Of course, as you said, 4 grand finals in 4 years. First one, 2013-2014. You were there as the coach for Saints. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I think we won by 19 points. Could have gone either way. I reckon grand finals wise, that was as high a standard, or even the cattle on the ground that day, because I thought that was the strongest side in my time at St Mary's, but I also thought it was Wanderers' strongest side as well. It could have gone either way, and we were lucky on the day to get over the line, but it was a really good grand final, that one.
Thrown back in the middle, Ralph Clark with a nice tap down in the direction of Shannon Rioli. Wanderers with the centre clearance though, almost. Morris Rioli chops that one off at half back. Kabila just went off the ground. Motlop. It's a handball backwards to Kabilo. They've worked this well again, the Wanderers. Can they get 2 in a row? Just overcooks the kick. So they're back at centre half forward again. It's a better looking kick. And Morton Goodrich takes the mark. He's come forward.
Played all right, didn't he, this young boy?
Played well.
Down back there and did some good stuff, and going to have a shot at goal now.
Talented, very talented player. Young Marbo. Can he open up the account? On the approach, kick on the ways, always to the right.
Started right, stayed right.
The ball went where he led the direction. That's exactly where he was heading with his kick, and that's where the ball went. Just had to go directly towards the goals.
So full back, Ben Rioli goes to himself. Aussie eyes. Finds Taylor. Comes out to Armat. He's got Yaron on. Ignores that. Goes back to Ben Rioli. Handballs to Jack Long. Jack Long, it's a penetrating kick. Might work out to Morris Jr. Ferguson, nice hands to Kanthari. They get the ball out. This is good work from them. Harvey with the kick. Big contest. But Wheatra, clever. Raf Clark flies. And he's on the deck still, Raf Clark. So a big contest here on centre wing. Bodies flying around everywhere. The free kick going to Yaron. I think that was against Chris Maureen. Yaron moves it quickly. We're going to Ross, and that's out of bounds on the full.
We saw young Morris Rioli Jr. on the ground for some time there, so we'll keep an eye on that one. He's just come onto the bench again now, but he did spend a good half a minute or so on the ground, managed to get off, but we will certainly keep an eye on that.
Raf Clark looks a bit ginger too.
Yeah, we saw Raf go up and, he went up pretty high and came down a bit sore as well.
So here's Jaden Eldridge. Swaying up his options. Hits up the leading Jesse O'Brien. Umpire asks him to play on, does so. Kick in the Mire direction. Tommy Frawley does well with the hands, and they're away here through Ferreira. And just overcooks the kick.
So you called Jesse O'Brien, ex-Brisbane Lions player. I think he played about 16 games for the Brisbane Lions a few years back. So
there you go, you heard it here first.
Good pick-up for Wanderers.
My word it is.
Also played for North Adelaide in the SANFL.
So ball thrown back in. Motlop does the work there. Pruitt Jimmy does well for St Mary's, just bangs it out of there quickly. Here's Smith and Meyer in a some sort of race. I wouldn't really call it a race. Handball gets over the top. Kanthari is away here. He has one bounce and he's just put it to the right.
Usually a good finisher in that situation, Francis. I reckon he's better when he's on the run than what he is a set shot. So
we saw him in the first quarter, Rick, and he nailed that one, didn't he?
They might be a bit rusty. I'm not sure if the competition's running at the moment in Wadair. So they usually run it 12 months of the year. But
so Winnie Unipingu under pressure. Tyler Saunders dropped mark. Big tackles going on there. Now the kick to the top of the square. But again, Wanderers with the numbers. They've held up pretty well.
Numbers here.
Tom Motlop out in an absolute paddock.
And space.
Draws the play. It's a real... Oh, no, it's going to get it back. I don't know how that worked out. He stuck it right in the middle of three St Mary's players. Here's Howard. If it stays in, he's away again. Motlop centres it. Yaron drops the mark. Shannon Rioli does well. Pruitt Jimmy gets wrapped up. Taps it to Yaron. Yaron just gets it out quickly. And St Mary's are away now.
Did well there, Saints. I reckon Wanderers had a lot of numbers around the ball there.
So here's Ferguson. Finds Kanthari. Just gets held up.
They'll stop and steady the ship 20 minutes into the second quarter. You are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, NAFLs, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
Geez, they really stunk that up the other end, didn't they, Rick?
Yeah, I thought Wanderers had some good numbers there. Poor Jimmy did very well. Here's a very long kick of the football, Francis, so we'll see how he goes with this.
Francis Kanthari, that's
looking good.
Better kick from him. Touched right on the
right
line.
on the line there.
Winston Unipingu doing the job there for the Wanderers.
A bit of a theory on Francis. I said to him a few times. I reckon he's at Wadair and he has shots at goals and he doesn't want to go. If you go to the oval at Wadair, you've got to go get the ball way down. He rolls down the hill.
Yeah.
I reckon the amount of times he kicks it and it just lands on the line, I might be out of touch there, but it happens too often. Right. And I just reckon he was at Wadair and he just wasn't kicking through the footy.
Ben Rioli kicks inside, attacking 50 for St Mary's. St Mary's with the numbers. Oh, a nice tackle. He's held him up for the moment. They're crashing in, and there's a free kick being plucked. They look to move it quickly. A nice kick to Ferguson.
Thankfully, if you do that here, Ricky, you've got the big nets, but then if you manage to shoot it over the net, you've got the Michael Long Centre as well.
I just think at Wadair, I've gone and stayed with Francis a few times at Wadair, and the oval, once it goes over the goals, it runs, it's all dust and dirt, and it runs for about 40 metres. So I reckon he used to have his shots at goals just to sit right on the line, I reckon.
Like when you kick it over the neighbour's fence, we are done, kids. We're done for the day.
Here's Matthew Ferguson on the approach. Yeah, looks pretty good off the boot. Straight through, and St Mary's get their sixth.
Matthew Ferguson in his first game for St Mary's since the 12-13 premiership victory. Former St Kilda player, got drafted by St Kilda and played, I think, about 13 games for St Kilda. Also coached Sale to a premiership and a couple of runners-up. So it's his first game for the club for a while, and he's coming off for a spell. He's a personal trainer in his days off, so he's fairly fit.
Fit unit. Just like us three.
Yeah, very similar, I was thinking. Same, mate.
Ran into NT Thunder manager Andrew Hodges the other day, and I said, "Oh, how would I go about getting drafted for Thunder?" And he says, "You don't really have the body for it." What does that mean?
He's having a laugh. It's Francis Canthari. Turns around on a dime, goes long to the top of the square. Good mark down there.
He was at my house this week, Andrew Hodges. He come over and I reckon he stole a pie out of my fridge.
I'm not the one eating pies, and he says I can't play.
I went to the went to the bedroom to get a computer, and the pie was missing.
You heard it here first. Andrew Hodges is a pie thief. As it's half-time at TIO Stadium at St Mary's, 6-4-40 to the Wanderers, 2-5-17. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season at round 10 at St Mary's Wanderers. Second half just about to get underway as the umpire holds the ball aloft. St Mary's 6-4-40 to the Wanderers 2-5-17 as we're back underway. Big Smith with the tap down. Maurice Rioli Jr. getting the first centre clearance to Kanthari.
Good to see him out on the field. He came down pretty hard earlier in that second quarter.
Big fly out the back from Weitra.
But it works.
Ball's gone missing and good goal.
Bang.
Just like that.
Matthew Jeffries.
Beautiful goal.
We're from Healesville in the Yarra Rangers League. So come up this year, play at Saints. Good start. Maurice Rioli got it to, and who rarely plays in the middle, Morris. So playing in the middle, got it to Francis Kanthari, and we tried a big fly at it. See Jeffries at the bottom. Yeah, he's from Healesville Footy Club. So Saints have had a bit of a alliance with him. I think Ashraf Davies and Nick Mendy, and I think Coco Nicky and Raf Clark might have gone and played there this year as well. So
that's right. Remember bumping into Raf after one of the games down there in Melbourne. As we're back, they've got 2 in a row centre clearances of St Mary's.
Great tackle there by Wanderers.
Turned it over.
Turnover now.
And they've turned it again.
Turnover.
Goes backwards. It is turnover central. Here at TIO.
Making me dizzy.
Yaron the Smith cops a bit of an ear massage, does Smith. He doesn't like it either, the big boy. Kanthari with a long kick and a dangerous one too. Is Stapleton. Goes back to Morris Jr. Sidestep, gets wrapped up. This is better work. It's just off to the left, but a good mark. Taken there to Nate Paredes.
Come out quick off the block here, Saints.
So Paredes gets put back on the angle. He plays on, snaps on the right goal. Bang. So St Mary's get 2 in a row in the opening 1 minute.
Good start. Francis Kanthari getting a bit of the ball early. Good to see young MJ Maurice Rioli in the middle as well. So only 16 years of age, but playing him in the middle. It's good.
We see that sidestep.
Fancy dance there.
It's like everyone knows he's going to sidestep straight away, the Rick.
I was going to say, well done by the Wanderers player to watch the hips.
Yeah.
Daniel sneaks out the back and gets one. He's got to go to the hospital after this, Nathaniel, with leather poisoning.
He does.
Haven't heard one of those for a while.
The big man. Oh, either right. That's great, Rick. Great work. It's a kick to centre half forward.
Francis got to halve the contest there, bring the ball to ground.
Gabriel Marika for the Wanderers. It's not 15.
Saints putting the pressure on here.
Stuck this up here for the moment. This is Vergona Ross. Thias Liddy has a bounce. Probably should have given it to Paredes. Goes himself across the face. And disappointing end there, Rick.
Seemed a little bit conflicted there, Rick.
Still got look, I'll go to the positive side. Still got a stoppage in the forward 50, so now they've got to get the mentality that they've got to score from here. So watch Shannon Rioli at the back of the pack here.
As Tom Motlop runs to him. No one down there. Have a look. Here he is, Rick.
Wow.
You called that. You called that a few. A stoppage you go, Rick, and look what happens.
It's a bit of the Saints of old, as I reckon. Saints have got the ability in the past to put a game away in 3 minutes, and I reckon they've nearly done it here. It's nearly game over. Saints have come out and gone bang, 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 and the game's nearly over. So some good signs for St Mary's.
Big Luke Stapleton flew by himself then. They are under extreme pressure down back, the Wanderers, early in the third quarter.
Thanks, Shannon Rioli, for not letting me down there as well.
Yeah, it makes you look real good, Rick. That was great work by you. So we're back in the middle. Smith flies, wins a tap down. It's Tommy Frawley. Gets wrapped up, gets a handball away though. Well, Frawley gets it again. Goes to Morris Jr. He kicks it backwards off a step, and Ben Rioli will see that one out. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Did well, Tom Frawley. Then he's spent a lot of time in the gym lately, but just his strength to get away from the player and get the handball away. Good reward for the amount of time he spent in the gym.
So big Meyer wins the tap down. Morris flung. Clear free kick, I would have thought. And he's won a free kick. I don't know who it's going to, actually. It's coming back to John Harvey. The kick down the line. Ralph Clark runs onto the ground. Goes without it. The Wanderers through Bates. It's a long kick. Rioli. Handballs it, keeps it in, does well.
Clever to keep that in.
Ralph Clark gets wrapped up. Bates and over the line again. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
See St Mary's playing Ralph Clark as the second ruckman. I reckon it's nearly his best position, Ralph. I reckon he's really good in the ruck. So.
It looks well built for that kind of position.
So ball thrown back in. Clark with the tap down to Saunders. It's a handball out to Ben Rioli. That's over the line again. We'll have another boundary throw in.
It's been a magnet on this side of the field today, at least in the third quarter, boys.
Usually it goes out the other side.
We have to get the squint on to see what's going on.
Good news for Wanderers as Nathan Paredes just has a spell and comes on fresh.
Clark with the tap down. And again, we have another boundary throw in. That time, Dre Thompson seeing it over for the Wanderers. So the ball thrown in. Clark gets to the front position. Motlop says better from the Wanderers. They need a goal quick.
Yep.
So here's Priest at the centre half forward. Morris Jr. very sneaky. It's a handball out. Dre Thompson there for the Wanderers. Big tackle and the umpire says nothing's doing, I'll throw it up.
A lot of stoppages there. Making them earn their money, the umpires.
Clark with another tap down. Straight down Wanderers player throat in Howard. Good tackle from Yaron. And holding the ball. So advantage paid.
It's quick to get away with that advantage there as well.
Nice kick, nearly the mark.
Brown first.
Into Stapleton. Rioli to Clark. Clark goes over the top. That's a beautiful handball into space. Here's Shannon Rioli.
Great mark there by Shannon.
Goes inboard to put Jimmy by himself.
Francis with space here as well. Quick enough. Here they are.
So Francis Ganthari, the outer flank, swaying up his options. See something now. It's a good-looking kick. Matthias Liddy flies. On the ground level now, here's Clark. Handball's back to Matthias Liddy. Gets wrapped up in the tackle and drops it. Good tackle there from Winston Unipingu.
Was a very good tackle.
He was away then, Matthias. Winnie Unipingu goes across to Wheatra. Again, Saints with numbers across half back.
Impress me, Jimmy Port. Jimmy, I just reckon he's playing some very good football at the moment.
Jack Long. The selling of the old E-Candy. Here's Ben Rioli.
See those two again. They'll use each other every time coming out of defence.
John Harvey. Handballs back. This is a bit like a training drill. Ben Rioli off a couple of steps.
Already sneaking out the back again.
Wow. Clark. Should have probably left it there.
I don't think Nathan would be too happy with that.
No.
They pretty well had it. It was a lovely passage of play and then just didn't got 99% of the way there.
Jeez, they've paired off poorly here, Saints. No one within these blokes within 50 metres.
Doug Mansell has a bounce, kicks long to Brenton Motlop. Plays on. They work this very well. Speaking of training drills, here's one unfolding for Riera. And that is out of bounds on the full. Commentator's curse. We haven't had commentator's curse this week.
No.
Rick, we've...
It's actually been the opposite. And Ricky's made a couple of good calls today.
Yeah, that Shannon Rioli one was a belter.
Yeah, yep.
Here's Ben Rioli at full back. Runs Taylor. That's the other outer side to Frawley. The George Clooney lookalike. It's Ben Rioli.
Taking their time with a bit of a switch back and forth here, Saints.
Covered the exits well, Wanderers, though.
And that is a shank, if I've ever seen one. It's Priest for the Wanderers. Gets held on to. Trey Thompson does well, taps it to himself.
That's a good play.
Beautiful work from him. The kick inside is a good one.
If there's ever a time that Wanderers needed it, this is it. Just 2 goals for the game so far, 5 behinds.
He's shanked a few of them today, Taylor, and it's hurt Saints there. They look like they might score.
So Chris Maureen.
His first game, under 18s kid, playing his first game for Wanderers, making his debut.
No, good luck to this young man. And that one is off to the right. Well, it might work out. Big Myers taking the mark.
He's going to palm it off.
And Warnangurich. Marbo takes a mark on the slide angle. This has got Marbo's name written all over it.
Played pretty well today. This young man been back and forward. See how he goes kicking the goal. Man from Gove.
Warnangurich on the approach. Kick on the way. A much needed goal. Well done to that young man.
Bit of a lifeline, that one, isn't it?
Just go back to Taylor's turnover. You just can't turn the footy over. Most goals are scored from turnovers or stoppages. I'm just got to make sure that we don't turn the footy over.
Ricky, we've been looking at this big rivalry between Saints and Wanderers. It's talking about 4 grand finals in 4 years. Saints got that first one in 2013 and 2014, but then Wanderers got the next one.
Yeah, it did. I think we went in hot favourites. I think we'd beat one of the semi-final. I think we beat Districts by about 107 points or something. So
wow.
Huge favourites. Everyone had tipped us, and Wanderers were just unbelievable on the day. Their pressure was phenomenal. So Andrew Hodges coached that premiership, and technically they should have won the game by a lot more. They played that well on the day.
Wow, yeah.
All held up at centre-half forward for the Wanderers. I remember that's when I moved up to the Territory, Ricky, and we did a coaching course with Andrew Hodges, and when he was coaching the Wanderers, and then we went and watched one of their games, and they got absolutely flogged. I was just going, I don't think coaching's for you, Hodges.
I remember the last game of the year, because I knew Wanderers had a terrific list. We'd only just beaten them the year before, and the last game of the year was against Palmerston. I was hoping if they'd have lost that game, they won by 3 points, Wanderers, that game.
Yeah, right.
Palmerston had won, Palmerston would have made the finals.
Wow.
And Leroy Jetta didn't play that game. He was at the game. Bates kicks a goal.
2 in a row.
Oh, wow, there we go.
Simon Bates rocking about now.
Beautiful work by him. 2 in a row to the Wanderers.
You remember Jetta was dressed ready to play, and then he got pulled out because of the Essendon drug scandal. And,
wow, yeah.
Wanderers
was that then?
Wanderers won the game by 3 points, so they technically were 6th on the ladder and went on and won the premiership. I remember with the Jetta one, there was a lot of telephone calls. I remember watching it because I knew Wanderers had a really good side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they come from nowhere and were unbelievable during the finals.
Beautiful front and centre work from Bates there.
Yeah,
and
just on the replay there, Nick. That was fantastic work there.
Beautiful work.
Thomas Motlop that day was unbelievable on Stephen Milne.
Saints have come out quick here, but Wanderers have knocked it up quite well.
And Gordic, they're working their way back into the.
The intensity's lifted. You can see they're a lot quicker on the feet now. Both teams.
Mullen Gordic just getting wrapped up there. Didn't have any awareness out the back.
5 goals, but imagine if Wanderers hadn't let Saints kick those first 3 of the.
His game on. They just weren't awake. I don't know what sort of.
The crowd's a bit more awake now as well.
Here's Winnie Unipingu, drops a mark. Raf Clark out the back, gets the boots a ball. They're just over the line. Through for a behind.
Great kick by Francis Canthari. Didn't go to the pocket then. Went to the hot spot.
He's playing well for his first game, isn't he?
He's talent like you've never seen, Francis. He's got a lot of talent.
Well, drop mark down there. Risky business.
Oh, no.
Winnie Unipingu goes without it. Goes hands backwards, and that is over the line. Geez, I was lucky there.
Oh.
Hit the post, so it's got to be a boundary zone. I'll call this one. Watch Nathan Paredes in this situation.
Good, here we go. Big Ricky Bully. So the tap out the back. Where is Paredes as we have a look? He's on the deck now. He's kept his feet off the goal. Hit the post. Rick, you're on fire. Although technically you didn't get that one, mate. So.
Wouldn't commentators curse.
He's very good in that situation, Nathaniel.
So the Wanderers very lucky to hold on here. Not leak a goal. 2 opportunities gone becking for the Saints. The Wanderers
cut the exits off very well, Saints. We've got nothing to go to. They're going to have to go a bailout kick down the line. Well done, St Mary's. Good defending.
Jack Long there, and he just sees that one over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
So, Ricky, the big question, did you get your redemption in 2015-2016?
Yeah, so the next year was a very close. I think we won by 3 points the next game, and probably, I think we finished 4th on the ladder. I think Wanderers finished 3rd, I think. So we probably weren't the best 2 sides that year. I think Districts and Nycliffe were better sides than us. But yeah, they've one of the all-time great grand finals. Shannon Rioli kicked a goal off the line in the dying, a soccer goal off the ground in the dying stages for us to win that grand final, and probably one of the greatest grand finals in NTFL history.
So here is Nook Mansell, goes with the kick long down the line. Jesse O'Brien keeps his feet, hits the kick over to Munanguric. He's been good in his 3rd quarter.
Near possessions.
He's kicked the 1 goal. He's lining up.
Should be a huge kick from here. He looks pretty confident, doesn't he?
I've seen him kick goals like this before.
Back yourself.
Although probably just commentators cursed him. Wrong side for him. Kick on the way is to the near side.
A fair effort, though.
It was. Near side hit the post, actually. Have a look at that. Great effort by the young man.
You can often tell by people's body language is. Like, he went down, he was confident.
Here's Jack Long.
It's a terrific kick of the footy, Jack. Look at that.
Most of that outer side. Off to mark there to Matthew Jeffrey. Gets worked out of it. Willem Gudic there with the clever tap on. Nice spin there from Gabe Marika. Saints, oh, big hit.
Gee. Marbo got landed on there as coming off that tackle.
Just working themselves out. A few bodies down. If Clark takes a mark.
Good kick, that.
Oh, now will this be a 50?
We'll play on. I reckon the great Mark Noonan said that didn't go far enough. Not quite sure about that. It was a fair kick, but Mark would know more than I do, I can tell you that now.
He'll tell you all about it too. Throw away a bit of candy band sold there. Kick to the top of the...
Fair goal, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would have been ridiculous. So Jack Long again, this is the kicking out duties. Geez, they're open on this side. If they come down this side, the Saints, they're heading this way. Ben Rioli works his way into space. It's a great kick again from Jack Long. Reedys is going to get this over the top, although it just hangs up in the air. Overcooks it. Tyrell Louis makes a good mark. As Aaron Motlop on short, ignores that, goes longer inside, attacking 50. Meyer there, drops the mark for the Wanderers. And Rioli again to mop up. It's a better kick to Paredes and a good mark in front of Louis. He plays on, he's quick. Little man gets worked out of it. That's a great kick to Shan Rioli.
Ralph Clark's on in the middle with Francis Canthari as well.
That's a great releasing kick. Francis Canthari's working into space. Well, they've done well on the mark. Weitra held him up. And they've stuffed that one up. Well, the umpire says play on. Francis Canthari. He was nearly away there, young Canthari.
Just going to your call, Nick, about Daniel Weitra's work in the mark. It's a little thing in football, but he was outstanding in holding that football up because Saints had a lot of players free.
He was away.
And Weitra was terrific working the mark.
Winnie Unipingu has a bounce. It's a handball away.
Saints got numbers here.
Shan Rioli gets a handball over the top. Morris Jr. It's a lovely looking kick.
Breedys.
On Stapleton. Is Brady's going to get it? No. Beautiful punch over the top. Banana, not real sure about that. No, might work out. Oh, big crunching tackle. Here's Pruitt Jimmy for the Saints. Goes with the low burner. Raf Clark receives it centre half forward, goes backwards to Pruitt Jimmy. Good footwork from that man. That's a dangerous looking kick to the top of the square. Paredes there, held up, throws it out. Snap, straight up in the air, pitching wedge style. Bodies fly everywhere. And Paredes! If you don't mind.
He's still searching. Is it? Is it?
He is a he's a very sneaky man. Paredes just going to lend a bit of advice too. And a goal.
There we go.
Beautiful work.
Well done by Nathan. I don't know what took so long. I thought it was pretty clear cut that it was a goal. But yeah, Nathan from a soccer background. Mum and Dad are immigrants from Chile, so played a lot of soccer as a kid.
He celebrated, turned around and realised it hadn't been awarded a goal yet, and then there was a bit of conjecture about it for a good 20 seconds or so.
Oh, this one here. No one's marked the footy here. Look, it's hit the ground.
Watch the bodies fly around. Look.
Everyone went down.
It's like a car crash.
Steve Bradbury.
Bang. It was. It's a Bradbury if you've ever seen one.
I do Bradburys all the time, just in general life. Monoguric gets a nice handball out to Marika. A long kick inside 50. Benarioli goes with the mid-air kick.
Got a bit of Paredes inspo there.
And the free kick coming back to Morris Jr.
So it's by far the best game Benarioli's played all year.
He's having a blinder, isn't he? Here's Taylor. Centre wing. Not a lot on. Just chips it out sideways. Raf Clark might get it here over the top. Does. Receives the handball. Not quite. Does now. That's a better handball from Raf Clark. It's a good kick too. And again, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Stop it.
That is a great goal. Camden Vagona.
Saints might have been doing soccer training this week.
I think
What's
they
going
might
on?
have been watching a bit of the A-League.
That was very well done.
I thought we were supposed to be calling AFL. What? Where are we?
I'm confused.
Is this A-League?
I don't know
They
anymore.
play in the summer. It's extraordinary.
It's a fair goal, this, because he's a fair way out. It's not like he's...
Yeah, the last one was in the square. I don't think this one was.
Oh, look at this replay. Look at that.
Just outside the square. It was just a bit of a run-on.
Bit of footwork. They extend the lead back out to 43.
Wanderers did have a little bit of a sniff for a while there, though.
They did. They worked their way into it and, well, they've just gone back to sleep again. Although you can't really stop those freakish goals, can you? Morris Jr. in the middle. I like seeing him in the middle. Give him a bit of action. Umpire Mark Noonan there paying the throw. Can't fool that man.
Like what Brent Renoff's done with MJ Rioli, just exposing him to the midfield.
Love it. Guric takes a mark.
Well done.
Plays on too. Very confident.
Wow,
Snap
forgets
on
this.
the right. He's a point.
He's had a massive quarter.
He has. He's having a great game. Would have been a great goal. I don't really know why. I guess it was a momentum that made him play on, but
some players are a bit more comfortable in the the play-on situation than a set shot.
Here's Big Smith demanding it down the line. Let's see what he can do. Musgrove over the top with the handball. A bit dodgy looking. And the free kick coming back Wanderers' way.
Wanderers fans have found their voice a bit. They know what a win means for them today.
Jaden Aldridge off the side of the boot. And a mark.
Ferreira.
Taking the Ferreira. Good mark too. Nick Yarran just misjudging that mid-air. Ferreira will go back and have a set shot on the 45 from about 25 out.
Very talented young man. Played in the NAB Rising Star game before on AFL Grand Final day, which I think Daniel Rioli and Brandon Parfitt and Michael Hagan also played that day. He played on the G on the last day in September, and as I said, he played senior football for Norwood, and there was a bit of talk of him getting drafted there a while back, but now playing at Wanderers, and his last 3 weeks has been pretty good.
So Davin Ferreira on the approach. Kick is a good one. So a much needed goal to the Wanderers, and they just stay in it. It's 24 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Ricky, we've been looking at, of course, the big rivalry between these two clubs, 4 grand finals in 4 years. The fourth one in 2016-2017.
Yeah, I think we got up. Saints were lucky to get up by a bit that day. I know Wanderers did well to get to the grand final, really. It was that day when the cyclone come through and it got put. We were ready to run out for a preliminary final. I think it wasn't. It got called off. So Wanderers did pretty well just to get their grand final day, and we had a lot of depth that year and lucky to get the premiership.
So Morris goes with the handball. Rioli might have been taken high, a free kick.
You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO NTFL's APA MacArthur River Mining. We're in the dying seconds of the third quarter.
Jack Long receives from Ben Rioli. Goes long down the line on the left. Not quite to Raf Clark. That one's over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Approaching the 26-minute mark, which is a long quarter for NTFL, but there has been quite a lot of goals scored this quarter. And good goals, exciting goals, haven't they?
Margin currently sits at 6 goals. Nice take out of the contest there. The snap over. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Yeah, 25 minutes gone. Definitely a long quarter, Ricky boy.
Certainly was. Going back to that rivalry, I think when they crossed the line, Wanderers and Saints, they didn't like each other, but they got on pretty well off the field, the two clubs. Even though some massive battles, there was a bit of respect off the field, and we could have a beer with each other and enjoy each other's company as well.
That's good.
Kick on the ways to the left. Through for a point. So it's at 37 points now. Here's Wheatra. The kicking out duties. Kicks to himself, plays on. The crowd getting into it down at ground level.
They are.
Tyler Saunders. So Saints get it back inside. Here's Shan Rioli in time and space. Francis Canthari receives. Raf Clark, can he get on the board? On the right is a goal. Good goal, good teamwork. Shannon Rioli, Francis Canthari and Raf Clark finishing off their hard work.
We know in the games, the round's other games today, I should say, that District's got up over the Bombers over on the Tiwi Islands. A win for Saints today would probably bump them up to where the Bombers are. We're into round 10 at the moment. Saints will have now recorded, if they get up today, more wins than the Bombers, so that will bump Saints up to 5th place at the end of this round.
Interesting.
As I said, of course, earlier in the match, was a couple of weeks away from Christmas, and this is, where teams really, the dust is settled now, and then after Christmas, we do start to look at form towards finals, with there being only 18 rounds in the NTFL.
I always find there's a massive jump in standard after Christmas.
That's a 43 points now. Advantage paid. Kick goes inside 57, being held on to. Ball pops out the back.
And another soccer will get.
That is the third soccer. No, it's a point. Wowee.
You've been getting a bit excited on those ones today, Nick.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's exciting footy.
That's great.
Hey.
We're loving it. We love our footy. Just really don't know how this has gone for 28 minutes this third quarter. Raf Clark for 2 in a row. Have a look at that. The candy man goes bang and drops it.
There it is.
Wowee. Raf Clark. As the boys get around him.
I love it.
It was a bit in slow-mo, but it worked out. Ricky.
There's been some really good goals and even points scored this. Some good football scored this quarter. Even that, like this, exciting goals, good footy. See Raf keep his feet. Just the importance of keeping your feet.
Oh,
that would be very well played, Raf.
The candy man. He's singing that song, the Christina Aguilera song tonight. Start trying to work that into the coverage display when he kicks a goal.
Yeah. So we can call up Christina Aguilera, get her in for a game.
Greetings to you, Christina. You will be watching 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. Love Christina Aguilera. What a voice. Back to the A-League, the AFL. There's been so many soccer goals. As it comes across, Ryan Smith receives. Nearly going to run down the big man. The mark taken. This is training drill central here. Now, Ricky, I don't know. I'm just going to ask you the question. It says 29 minutes has gone in the third quarter. What's going on?
Well, I think there's been a lot of goals scored. I think maybe it might.
Boys, I might just
be the
duck
answer.
out and I'll check the timekeepers. Just check how we're going.
It's unlike NTFL football, though, isn't it?
It is.
Paredes to the right, on out of bounds on the fall.
Hit that too well, Nathan. Went pretty low on his foot.
So Motlop goes across the ground to Winston Unipingu. Good smother there from Shanrioli. Have a boundary throw in.
Well done, boy Shannon.
What's going on with you this week, Rick? Are you a bit crook?
I've been a bit crook. A bit of a
cough
bug going around Darwin, isn't it?
Everyone's sick in Darwin, I reckon, at the moment. So try and keep
that cold weather.
Keep your distance. Yeah, it's freezing at the moment. As we're back, Paredes just trying to work it out. Well done by Munungulic. Paredes gets it back, has his head ripped off. Umpire says play on.
Back Mark Noonan there, good umpiring.
So the kick to get him out, and there we go. It is three-quarter time at TIO Stadium. It is St Mary's 13-10-88 to the Wanderers 5-8-38. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
So we can feel, forever you feel, together real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now opening Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season with St Mary's in control. 13-10, 88 to the Wanderers, 5-8, 38. Just about to roll over into the final quarter. It's all St Mary's in that third quarter, Rick. They come out with a head of steam, didn't they?
Yeah, a bit of that. I spoke about before. They kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes, and the game was nearly virtually over.
And then the junk time goals I just got in the last few minutes in that final quarter really set them up. As we're back, Smith at ground level. Morris Jr. gets the clearance. The Clark direction, brings it to ground to the feet of Matthias. Liddy gets into space, throws it on the right. And it is across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Hit the post.
Yeah. Post got a good wobble out of that too.
Jay Rioli getting that clearance again. He's playing fairly good football.
So the kick is a bit of a shank.
It was terrible. Not to the advantage of the Wanderers player at all.
Braxton Armat lowers the eyes. And that one's over the line, and we'll have boundary throw in.
I don't know about kicking the ball into that pocket. Fairly difficult, unless you're Ross Tungatulum or Francis Canthari to kick goals from that position.
It's like a free kick's been picked out here. So a long kick down the line, big fly from Armat out the back. Motlop gets wrapped up. He's won the free kick there. And then it cops the ball in the back.
Yeah, but he wasn't ready for the ball.
So Tommy Motlop goes sideways to Aaron Motlop. Goes further. Winston Unipingu just chips it over. It's a nice little kick. Jesse O'Brien.
About to be run down.
He's under pressure. Gets a handball away to Winston Unipingu. They're under pressure here. O'Brien receives it back. And that's
a whistle.
Been a throw.
Well done, Camden Vagona. Good pressure. He set that up where Raf Clark got the free kick, but it was Camden Vagona that was good.
Raf Clark. The kick. Saw Smith.
Big kick.
Goes the chase down. Nothing was doing. So they're away here if it stays in. No, it doesn't. Just goes over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Well done by Daniel Weecher. Just get the ball out of that dangerous area. Nearly worked. The kick was nearly to Cabillo's advantage. Unfortunately, rolled over the line.
50-point leaders here, St Mary's. So ball thrown back in. Raf Clark in the ruck. He's had a good game. He's kicked 2. The soccer work's coming back out. Musgrave gets held up. The Morton Goodrich tackle. So Clark flies. Wanderers win the clearance. Beautiful tackle there. Luke Mansell gets wrapped up. Umpire says play on.
They just keep coming up against walls, Wanderers. Every time they try to push forward, Saints have got the walls up.
Got a strong defence, Saints.
Sorry, Rick.
Jack Long and Ben Rioli have been the cornerstone of that defence for a long time, and Nick Guerin's playing back as well now.
Rick, they're out to a 50-point lead now, and you say this is one of their stronger teams for the year. Is this puts them in good stead for finals time, do you think?
Yeah, I said it a few times. I think their losses they've just had to find 2 goals. That's all they had to do. Been around the mark, just need to find 2 goals, and they've done that by bringing some good players in today.
Put Jimmy at full back for the Saints, plays on, then just chips it over the top to Saunders, hangs in the air a moment. Pruitt Jimmy receives again.
Another one of those defenders that's, he's playing good footy, Jimmy. Uses the ball well out of defence.
Just holding on to it. St Mary's taking a bit of time off the clock. Umpire Mark Noonan asks Rioli to play on now.
Gut running by Mitchie Musgrove. They've turned the footy over, though.
Turned it over, they have indeed, Ricky.
Wanderers need to capitalise on this.
They're away, kicks inboard, and a mark taken to Ferreira.
Daniel Weecher there, he's an outstanding player. Just cut that footy off and then able to hit his teammate. Ferreira, who's going to have a shot at goal. Ferreira, he went to Glenelg this year with Neil Vivi, but unfortunately was just injured the whole time. Just had no luck whatsoever while he was down there. I would have loved to have seen him have a good run at SANFL because I've got no doubt whatsoever he would have been a star in that competition.
Where's Vivi been? I haven't seen him. I haven't ran for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing with Glenelg again.
Anyway, Davin Ferreira on the approach. Will kick from just on 40. Kick on the way is to the left. Through for a behind.
It's been the story of their day, hasn't it? Look at the scoring shots now, 5-9.
Tom Frawley, another part of that defence, who I think's had a good game.
He has been good, Tommy Frawley, hasn't he?
Shows a bit of flexibility. Kicked 3 goals last week forward and then gone back today, so well done.
So ball in dispute on the outer wing.
Holding.
That has to be holding the ball, it is. He just held on to it.
He looked to see if he could get away with it. We almost saw a shot right down the barrel of the camera there.
Paredes to Shanrioli. That kick goes further to Matthias Liddy. Just drops the mark though. Keeps his feet, big Matthias. Might win it back here. Ball pops out. Shanrioli there for St Mary's, gets wrapped up in the tackle, gets a handball away. Winston Unipingu there for the Wanderers. Hits it to advantage to Weetra. Weetra coming off half back. Morris Rioli just about chops that one off for St Mary's, out of his fingertips. And the Wanderers are all weighing up at centre half forward. Bates keeps it in front, goes to ground though. You just got to stay on your feet in those situations. Is Brenton Motlop with the kick around the corner. Meyer drops the mark. Big collision. Musgrove there for St Mary's. Tommy Frawley wrapped up in a big tackle. We'll have a stoppage inside 50 for the Wanderers.
A couple of good second and third efforts there, Tom. Save that goal. Well done.
Jack Long gets a handball away. Armat. It's the handball out to Paredes. This guy is in great form. He'd have to be up there for one of the favourites to win the best in the league, I would think. Rick?
Yeah, but he traditionally hasn't polled very well before, so I think umpires are probably starting to get to know him now.
Matthias Liddy gets a nice cheeky handball. And the kick is a good one down there from John Harvey. And Saints extend their lead.
Good ball movement. Shannon Rioli getting in a bit of form as well. So move the ball from one end of the ground to the other. And Harvey finished well on the left foot.
Tell you what, Matty, it's been a strange old day, the weather. It's been stinking hot this week, and it hasn't been too bad today, and it feels like it wants to rain, but it just hasn't, has it?
Yeah, that's it. I know the game over on the Tiwi Islands earlier today, there was a large band, a rain band coming across to them, and it's quite often the way here in the Territory is those coastal areas will often get a bit more rain than we do, and, you know, TIO Stadium, quite close to the airport, quite often the rain bands can literally just split around, you know, so it can be raining in Palmerston 20 minutes away, and you won't get a drop here at TIO Stadium.
Unbelievable it is. Here's Bates for the Wanderers. It's the kick out wide. But Vagona Ross out there for St Mary's. Stover cooks it. Brenton Motlop there. Goes off the deck.
And he'll switch this up, I reckon.
It's a handball over to Frawley. Frawley. Jack Long sells a bit of candy. Rioli receives again. He's been fantastic today.
Long to Rioli, I reckon that's happened 10 times today.
They look after each other, don't they?
Good running, Jack, from behind the footy as well.
Jack Long just misses the target. Now Matt Rioli, the young man, goes well, went in hard.
Danced around that quite well.
Tom Motlop throws it on the right. Good kick.
Oh, gee, he worked hard for it.
It's out of Bates' hand.
Couldn't quite seal the deal.
Jimmy just to get rid of Bates there.
Well, gee, they read that well. Ferreira. He's going to win it back. He's on the deck. They jump on him. Umpire says, I'll ball it up.
Trying to be a little bit too cute there, Saints, I think. Good pressure by...
Wanderers capitalised on it quite well as well.
Good pressure by Devon Fury.
Ball thrown up. Meyer taps it straight down the throat of a St Mary's player, and the free kick's been plucked. Going the way of Taylor. So it goes out wide to Frawley. It's a nice kick from that man to Francis Canthari. He's been impressive today in his first Premier League game for the year. Stapleton. He's held up for the moment. That one's been punched straight over the line from Priest. We'll have a boundary throw
to the Wanderers clubhouse.
I was going to say it's out of the stadium. No, he certainly killed the footy. Trainer to go get the ball. Yeah, that grandstand there right in front of the Wanderers clubhouse. I don't reckon Wanderers would have been too happy about that. They used to be able to have a beer and watch the footy at the same time.
They have completely blocked the view from the clubhouse there. You know, I've been talking about a lot about the Saints and Wanderers rivalry, and one thing I love is that they're literally on opposite sides of the oval as well.
Here we go, Tyler Saunders being held on to. Umpire right there though says play on.
Swinging tackle.
Francis Canthari, some fancy footwork from that man. Raf Clark receives off a step, kicks to a dangerous position. Good body work from Winston Unipingu, but just dropped the mark at the last moment. Some tired bodies out there. Wheatro with the handball, misses a target. It's going to come back in. Smith, the handball. And again, Wheatro chopping it off for Wanderers. Kicks it into space. There's a race on. Yaron, clever. He'll get it back from Smith.
Almost run down there.
Just gets the kick away. Armat drops a mark. Wanderers in numbers at ground level. And Tom Motlop takes a mark to relieve some pressure.
Numbers out here, Wanderers.
Keelan Feijó.
There is on.
Get it quickly.
Well done, Ben Rioli working the mark well then.
So he's Davin Ferreira. That's a nice looking kick. And a good spoil from Frawley.
It was very good, yep.
Umpire let that one go. Here's Brenton Motlop.
Oh, stop it.
Pretty tricky. That's across the face. Through for a behind.
He knew when it came off the boot. He goes, it's going to be a bit of a trick shot. We'll give it a crack. Couldn't quite finish it.
He put it through. Brendan Motlop, the son of Paul Motlop, one of Wanderers' greatest ever coaches. Nearly kicked the impossible.
So the Saints have worked it nicely to half back. Ben Taylor moves it further afield.
Morris Rioli lurking through the middle by himself there. Wanderers have got him now though.
Musgrove. He's been impressive too today.
And he's been building only 16, 17-year-old kid.
So Raf Clark being held onto by Aaron Motlop. He's done well, Raf. Kept it in. No, it's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
13-minute mark of the quarter. I don't think this quarter will go quite as long as the other one.
There's Tyler Saunders having a well-earned break. He's had a fantastic game today, and Ben Rioli in the background. So ball tapped down in the Paredes direction. How can that man get space? Just to the left. He's had a cracking game as well.
Very good, hasn't he?
All the big names have been impressive today. Just a bit of a lull in the game here, fellas, at the moment, isn't it?
Aaron Motlop's wanting a bit of a break there with that fullback kick out.
Tom Motlop. It's a big kick down the line. That one's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Of course, gentlemen, we know in the rounds other matches earlier today that Southern Districts 19-12, 126 defeated the Tiwi Bombers, 11-10, 76 over on the Tiwi Islands. So Districts keeping that winning form going. Just one loss for the season so far.
Ryan Smith, some fancy body work. Some dangerous kick to the top of the square. Feijó. Just get it out of there quickly, Wanderers. The fit-looking Frawley wins that race. It's a handball backwards to Long. And the big boy, Meyer, just chased
well,
him
didn't
down.
he, for big well?
He
Well
does.
done.
Might come back. He might get it over the top. Musgrove does well. Have a look at that.
That was very
The young
clever.
man, and then does the banana into space to no one really. So getting a bit scrappy here. Yaron flies from the back with a punch. Here they go. Can the Wanderers get a good look at it?
Oh, Dantas.
To 50. Kick on the ways to the left. So nice kick too from O'Brien. Just missed. Fading late.
O'Brien's first game for the club, as I said. Had 17 games for the Brisbane Lions. He works for Daniel Motlop's company, Something Wild in Adelaide.
Nice kick out wide. Taylor. Musgrove. Keelan Fajo just gave him a little bit of an ear massage to go on with.
How you going, mate?
Ball comes out wide. So St. Mary's well in control. Here's Francis Canthari, takes off to the races. Kick is a disappointing one and falls short. Daniel Waiter mops up for the Wanderers. Little drop mark.
That's an interesting kind of mark there.
So Smith does well, holds it up for the Saints. Waits for the troops to get there. Just a bit scrappy, Ricky boy.
Has been a scrappy quarter. I think there might be a few tired bodies out there.
Yeah.
Tyler Saunders sees that one over.
5 minutes to go. Nathan Paredes just exchanged with Shannon Motlop, so we'll see Paredes go to this stoppage fairly fresh.
It was straight down the throat of Paredes too. Just goes without it. And another stoppage.
Mark Noonan says, I'll have it.
So they go off the deck. Pops out. Ben Rioli. It's a beautiful kick.
Clive McDonald.
Jack Long. Tom Frawley with a bit of gut running. Ferreira just overtakes him though, meanwhile.
Keep their feet here. Whoever's going to get it, keep your feet.
Frawley just does a bit of hanging on to there.
He's had a serviceable game, Fiera. Kicked a few goals.
No, nice spoil from young Musgrove, but totally missed it. Here's Fajo. Kick. Oh, it's gone over the top. That's a goal. Nice jump time goal.
Nook Mansell in his 150th game, so good reward.
Nook Mansell.
Good reward for Nook. He's been a terrific servant of the Wanderers Footy Club, premiership player, and good reward in his 150th game.
Just looking ahead, boys, the last round before Christmas next week, round 11, Wanderers will go up against the Tiwi Bombers. That'll be here at TIO Stadium. As for St. Mary's, they'll go up against Nightcliff, also here at TIO Stadium in the evening game as well. So a couple of interesting games ahead before the Christmas break for both these teams we see on field today.
They always find the game before Christmas because the airfares are so expensive. There's not many fly-ins usually played.
Of course,
so
yeah.
Usually the best local sides usually win that last game before Christmas. Unless you've got a war chest of money, which I don't think a lot of clubs have.
So the kick inside, attacking 50 for the Wanderers. Tom Frawley went without the ball. Jack Long taps it to his advantage. He's done well,
That was
Jack.
clever play there by Jack Long.
Had a great game, although drop mark.
Throw.
Free kick. So St. Mary's with the free kick off half back. Ships it over to Jack Long.
Take a minute off the clock here, Saints, I reckon. Jack's looking, hoping that Saints had set up shape behind the footy, but they hadn't. He was going to try and go back, but he'll go with a bailout kick.
19 minutes gone in the final quarter. So, Wanderers, although it's coming...
A lot of whistles going on.
Geez, it's...
Everyone's got them out.
Really,
Another one.
really is whistle central here at the moment.
So quickly
as
there.
it stands. It's extraordinary scenes.
I had a feeling Jack Long, when he went to kick the footy, stepped out of bounds, so they brought the ball back.
Of course, you are watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO NTFL, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. Just 20 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
So ball thrown back in. Nice work down there. Paredes keeps it in front, keeps his feet, gets it. Nice little slick handball.
Very slick.
Paredes, again, has had a fantastic game, as we've said, all coverage. Nice little flick there from Aaron Motlop. Bit too slick, though, for Maureen. Bodies flying around everywhere.
They'll be happy just to huddle up there for a minute.
Yeah, I think we're into time on now. I don't think it'll go very long this quarter.
So they're back. Away. Paredes again. Too good. Ben Rioli keeps it in front. Paredes with another possession. Raf Clark paddles it backwards to Taylor. Some tired bodies flying around. And we'll have another stoppage.
Jack Long just coming off the ground. Played probably his best game for the year as well, I feel.
Yeah, he's been spectacular up back today.
And there we go. It is full time here at TIO Stadium, St Mary's. 14-11-95. Too good in the end for the Wanderers. 6-11-47. Rick, Saints will take a lot of confidence out of that performance, won't they?
Played well. Best they've played for the year, and really good win against the old rival.
Yeah, look, I mean, the scoreboard says it, but I mean, Saints dominant throughout the match. I really enjoyed, as we just said, Ricky, Jack Long in the back line there. I thought Nathan Paredes fantastic, and Morris Rioli Jr. spectacular as well. As for Wanderers, not their day. I did think the Motlop boys did really well, though, tried to hold it together as well as they could, but it was the win that Saints wanted and needed.
St Mary's too good here in the end at 14-11-95 to the Wanderers. 6-11-47. Thanks for joining us on 7-2. We'll see you next week.